welcome. I appreciate if you've joined for this morning. Hopefully you can hear me. If not, just drop a comment in the chat there, and hopefully I can adjust some of the audio. Today's practice is pretty short, 20-minute practice just to come home to our bodies, really just come out of our automatic pilot. We go through so many things during the day, and we forget sometimes that we have a body. And so with this practice, really just connecting with the energy that we have in our body, connecting with our breath, and in that finding the resources that we carry with us always, and that we just have to remember to tap into. So it'll be about a 20-minute practice with a ending meditation at the end. So I hope you can stay for the whole thing. And remember, this is your practice. So if you have a mat, that's great. If you have blocks and tend to use them, have those as well. Maybe a blanket would be great. And remember, this is your practice. So listen to your body. If something doesn't feel good in your body, change it. Don't do it. Okay, make sure that you're really listening. And that's part of this practice, is just coming home to listen to what our body needs right now. So if you want to join me on the mat, and we'll find a comfortable position. So whether you're seated cross-legged, or maybe you're on your knees, or even your legs out in front of you, you can be sitting up on a block or a bolster, and we'll just settle in here. So however you're sitting, whatever posture you're in, just growing long through the spine, just connecting with your contact on the floor, and feeling yourself lifting the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And I invite you to either close your eyes or just soften your gaze in front of you. And just arrive in this moment. Noticing perhaps any sounds you hear around you. Noticing the contact of the air on your skin, the feeling of your clothing. And just allowing yourself to settle. And now bringing your awareness to your breath. Simply noticing if you're inhaling or exhaling at this moment. No need to change the breath. Just noticing the sensations as the air moves our body. And now taking a nice deep inhale in and a slow exhale out. And your next inhale, allowing the breath to be drawn down into the belly. So feeling the belly expand. And then allowing the breath to rise through the rib cage, feeling the ribs open. And finally feeling the chest lift. And on an exhale, allowing the chest to come down, the ribs to come in, the belly to soften. And taking that breath one more time, inhaling into the belly, the ribs, the chest, and exhaling in the opposite direction, chest, ribs, belly. Inhaling again, feeling the abdomen rise, feeling the whole torso expand as the breath comes up through the ribs, feeling the collarbones widen, and then everything softening on the exhale. And one more time on your own. And now allowing your eyes to open if they were closed, or lifting your gaze. We'll take some nice easy shoulder circles. Just really feeling into the movement of the shoulders as they rise. Perhaps you want to sync your breath on an inhale and on an exhale. And just feeling what your body needs. Maybe you need to get the elbows involved. Maybe your circles need to be bigger. Maybe they need to come forward. Just loosening up here through the shoulders. And now coming to rest with the hands out to the side, we'll inhale in, raising the arms overhead. Exhaling, allowing the hands to come down to the side. Following with that movement with your breath. And noticing if you've collapsed your back a little bit, can you rise again through the crown of the head, really connecting with that central line of energy. And one more time up. Take what you need and exhale, hands through heart center. Now we'll bring the left hand across to the right knee. Right arm comes behind, and just growing long through the crown of the head again. And now twisting over on an exhale towards your right. And just noticing where your energy is. Are you really holding on to that front arm? Can you relax it and allow the twist to come from the core? Inhaling, growing long through the spine. Exhaling, settling into the twist. Noticing where you might be holding energy and where you can relax it. One more inhale in, exhaling back through center. And we'll take that on the other side. So bringing the right hand across, left hand comes behind, growing long, and then twisting gently, abdomen, ribs. Neck can be out to the side, or if you'd like to follow it along over that back shoulder, listening to your body. Connecting with that breath as it moves into your abdomen, your core. And next exhale brings you back through center. So we'll come onto our hands and knees in tabletop. So spreading the fingers really wide, wrists, elbows, and shoulders in line, knees and hips in line, and just feeling your stability in this pose as you have all these 4 points connected with the earth. And from here on an inhale, we'll drop the belly down, lift the tailbone, raise the gaze, cow pose. And on an exhale, rounding through the back, tucking the tailbone, allowing the head to drop down, cat. And just following your breath, inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, rounding, bringing everything together. And finding what movement feels good for you. Maybe you bring the shoulders into it. Maybe you bring the hips into it. Just taking a moment to connect with your body and what it needs right now. And one more inhale. One more exhale. Really pressing into the earth. And then coming back to neutral when you are ready. Now we'll bring the big toes together and allow the knees to come out wide to sink back into a wide child's pose. So your hips come back as far as your body allows it to today. Every day it's different, extending the hands long, and dropping the head down if that feels right to you. Just taking a minute to come inwards, connecting with the breath in the back body. And on your next inhale, rising up, bringing the knees together and coming to lay on your belly. You can pad under your hips with a blanket if that feels good. And then bringing the elbows under the shoulders. We're in Sphinx pose. The fingers are spread wide, toes are tucking into the earth, neck is long. And just feeling the energy through the back body, from the crown of the head down through the spine, out through the back of our legs. And just channeling some of the stillness of the Sphinx out there in Egypt, the dignity and solidity. And from here, lowering down to your belly, placing the hands under the shoulders to come back up to tabletop, maybe wiggling the hips a little. And from here, we'll come up onto our knees and bring the right leg out to the side so it's perpendicular to our knee. And if this doesn't feel good on your hips, come out to a 45-degree angle. Whatever feels good for you. Again, patting your knee can feel good as well. We'll find that lift again of the ribs away from the pelvis. Inhaling the left arm up. Right arm comes to rest on the right thigh as we come into this modified gate pose. So here, connecting with the breath into the side body. One more inhale in brings you back up. And we'll come over to the other side. So bringing the left leg out. Toes are pointing towards the short edge of the mat. Growing long through the spine. Inhaling the right arm up, left arm comes. The left thigh. And just feeling the stretch here through the side body. Next inhale brings you back up, bringing the knee back together. And we'll come to standing. So maybe just bringing the feet together, letting the head hang in a forward fold, and then slowly rising up, allowing the tailbone to tuck, the head to grow long, shoulder blades down your back. And we'll come into a nice mountain pose. Toes are spread wide, lifting the kneecaps with the quads, but keeping the knees a little bit soft, tucking the tailbone, allowing the shoulders to be away from your ears, and feeling the energy rising from your feet up through the crown of the head, and also feeling energy coming down through your arms into the earth. We'll inhale the arms up overhead, exhaling to cactus. So arms come out, elbows come out to the shoulders. Inhaling up, exhaling to cactus. One more inhale up, exhaling to cactus, and bringing the hands together at heart center. Now just a little bit of hip mobility as we're standing here, a little bit of balance. So plugging into your right leg, allowing the left leg either come to the toes and circle around, so drawing circles with that knee, or you can come up a little bit wider. You feel what feels good. Holding onto a wall is also helpful. Just opening up again through the knee and through the hip. And then coming back here, and we'll take that on the other side, finding a motion where you feel stable. And then maybe walking in place for a moment just to work that out. So we'll come to the top of the mat now. And we'll bring the right foot back so that the right toes are facing the long edge of the mat. Front leg is straight at this point, just to see if you can get the heel of the front foot aligned with the back arch or the two heels aligned. And finding that lift of the ribs away from the pelvis. And then letting the front knee bend any amount. The knee can be behind the ankle or lined up with the ankle. Inhaling the arms up, warrior two. Feeling here energy from fingertip to fingertip. Feeling the strength in your legs as you're almost pushing the mat away from each other. Feeling into the outer edge of the back foot, into the big toe mound of the front foot. And maybe bringing to mind something where you might need to be a warrior today, a task you have to do, or a challenge that you have to face. And from here, we'll straighten the front leg, bring hands to hips, pivoting that front foot to match the back foot. So now both toes are pointing towards the long edge of the mat. Inhaling both arms up, star pose. So here, noticing if you're collapsing into the arches, can you bring the energy to the outer foot? Feeling your tailbone tuck a bit, and the long energy stretching from fingertip to fingertip. Taking a breath in, and a slow breath out. And now bringing your hands to your hips, pivoting the right foot now towards the back edge of the mat, or you can flip around so that your right leg is towards the front of the mat. And we'll take warrior two on this side. So finding your alignment, heel to arch or heel to heel, allowing that right leg to bend, inhaling the arms up. Noticing if you're tending to surf, if your body's coming forward, can you bring your torso more centered? Big breath in, big breath out. One more breath in. And on your exhale, straightening the leg, coming back, pivoting the toe towards the front. And we'll just heel toe the feet together and come back into mountain pose. And we'll take one balancing pose here. So plugging the right leg into the earth and bringing the left leg to just kickstand at your ankle. We can stay here, bringing hands to heart center, or arms can stretch out wide, or you can bring your foot up to your thigh, to your calf in a low tree. And if you can and feel like you want to bring your foot above the knee, you can. Finding your version of tree today. Rooted down, growing your branches long. Now bringing hands to heart center. We'll take that on the other side. So rooting down through the other leg, finding your version. This side might look different from the other side. So finding what type of tree you want to grow today. There's great stillness, but it's an energized stillness in this pose. As we work to root down, but also rise up. From here, just coming back to heart center, we'll make our way to a seat. So coming down to the mat, extending the legs long out in front, just for a moment, flexing through the feet. Just used our ankles a lot. And then we'll come down to our back, allowing the knees to bend, nestling the shoulder blades under the back, And pressing into the feet to just raise the pelvis gently into a baby bridge. Just allowing the back to open up. You can place a block under you if that feels good. One breath in, one breath out. Another breath in, and on an exhale, allowing everything to come together. And we'll draw the knees into the chest. And now we'll allow the knees to drop over the left side, shifting the hips towards the right. And coming into a supine twist. So your left hand can be on the top of your right thigh, or arms can be extended in a T. Finding a twist that feels good to you. And just noticing your breath here. Next inhale brings you back up, then shifting to the other side, finding your version of the twist. Next inhale brings you back up through center, and we'll prepare for our final relaxation pose. So extending the legs long if that feels good. We're leaving the knees bent with the knees knocking together in a nice constructive rest pose. But finding a posture that feels good for you to just absorb the practice for a few moments. Nestling the shoulder blades under the back. Taking a nice deep breath in and a slow breath out. Allowing your limbs to be heavy. Connecting with the breath. Noticing where you might still be holding on, feeling some tension. Allowing that just to melt into the earth. And I invite you, if you're staying for the meditation, to either remain in Shavasana here or slowly roll to one side and come to a seated posture. And for this meditation, we'll again come home to our body and connect with some gratitude for this precious body that we have. So allowing your breath to be nice and easy. Bringing awareness now to your eyes. Allowing your eyes to relax, all the muscles around your brow, eyelids. And offering some gratitude to our eyes for allowing us to see all the beauty in the world, the colors, the shapes, the movements of nature, Thanking our eyes for bringing us beauty every day. Now bringing awareness to your nose and the area around your nose, your cheeks. Thanking our nose for allowing us to breathe, to smell the wonderful smells that bring a smile to our face. Maybe it's brewing coffee, or chocolate, or spices. And now acknowledging our mouth and jaw, allowing the jaw to soften, perhaps the lips part. Grateful for all that our mouth does for us, allow us to eat and nourish our body, to taste all the fruits of summer, to kiss our loved ones. Now bringing awareness to our arms and our hands, allowing the muscles to soften, the fingers to grow slack. And just recognizing how much our arms do for us every day. Lifting, pulling, hugging. Our hands create, cook, clean. And just bringing some acknowledgement to our arms. Now resting your attention in the heart space. Perhaps breathing more deeply into the chest. Thanking our heart for beating for us every day, for helping us connect with others, to feel pain and joy. Now bringing attention to our abdomen area, allowing the belly to grow soft, releasing any holding in the lower abs. Recognizing how much of our daily existence takes place with all our organs in this area, functioning to keep us well, to keep us energized. Now bringing our awareness to our legs and our feet, allowing them to soften, releasing any tension we might still be holding in the hips or the thighs. Thanking our legs for the ability to move around, to run, to jump. Realizing the blessing it is to be able to practice yoga, to walk. And now bringing our attention to our whole body, to all the muscles, the bones, the blood that courses through us. And simply offering gratitude for this precious body. acknowledging its strengths and maybe its limitations. Accepting it with an open heart. Simply feeling into our organic energy. And now allowing the breath to deepen once more, bringing the breath into the belly, the ribs, the chest, a slow exhale out. And one more breath just like that. And with ease, just bringing some movement back into the fingers. If you're seated, maybe doing some neck rolls or shoulder rolls. If you're lying down, coming to rest on one side and then pushing up into a seated position and allowing the eyes to open. So thanks for joining today. I hope it was a good practice for you. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot. Take care.